Take me to your leader, to your wand leader. What up, Flow fam? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Luminous, and today we are going over 10 questions new Leviwanders have, and we are going to answer all of them. So today I wanted to make this video because I've seen a few Leviwanders asking these types of questions. I'm just coming here to help alleviate some of those worries, confusion, and feelings of intimidation. I do want to shout out Anya for suggesting this video. Thank you very much. I'm sure this is going to be helpful for a lot of people. So, yay! I always love video suggestions from y'all. So if ever you have a suggestion, leave it in those comments. I read them. And of course, you know, talking about Leviwand and new wanders, we have to get super duper extra. Like, check out this whatever this is. I don't know, but I feel like a bubble. My best friend from high school, I just went out and visited out in Iowa, and my best friend from high school actually gave me a bunch of her festival clothes, and I'm like, yes! I actually took some pictures of her. Check out this super dope photo. Okay, doesn't she look super sick? That's Heather. She's amazing human being ever. She's the best. So thank you, Heather, for this epicness of epic. Like, check this out. I feel like Xenon, you know? Like, I feel like a 21st century girl. Zetus Apetus. Zetus Lapidus? All right, correct me in the comments. What was that? And before we jump into things, make sure to subscribe to this channel, give it a like, leave me a comment, and don't forget to hit those notification bells. That way you get notified when I post new content. And we also have the wizards of the channel. And the wizards of the channel are Flow Toys, Astro Hoops, Matrix Fire Safety, Fun and Motion Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, and Flow DNA and Flow on Fire. Thanks, friends. And if you want to help support the channel, you got two different options. You can become a Patreon member, where you can be involved in different things in my channel, or you can head on over to my website, luxluminous.com, where I have lots of fun flow arts related to clothing, and every single bit of money raised goes directly into funding this channel, so that way I can keep bringing you more content. And of course, I want to shout out my amazing, my beautiful, my lovely Patreon supporters. Thank you all so much for all the support. You have no idea what that means, or you do know what that means. That means I can keep doing this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Much love. All the wand life love. Wand life love? Wand life! Alrighty fam, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to start off with is a question of, how do you explain Leviwand to people that are not in the Leviwand or flow art scene, you know, the muggles? And honestly, I actually have this same issue, because the way I usually describe it is, you know, pretty simple. It's a stick on a string and it floats, which of course people are like, how does that work? Do not compute. What are you talking about? And honestly, when people ask me that question, I use it as a moment to like show them my Instagram, show them some videos, you know, kind of like inform them of flow arts and like all that kind of stuff. If I have my Leviwand with me, you know I'm busting that out and be like, oh, you don't know what it is? Here, let me show you. It's a really good way to introduce people that aren't familiar with it. So when you're first starting out, it's kind of weird to be put on the spot like that. So when I very first started, there was this video of Prisna that I would always show people, be like, bam, this is what it is. Prisna, she's amazing. We love her. And because you're new, you might not know who Prisna is, but she is the grandmama of Leviwand. She was the one who, I guess, reinvented it, like kind of like gave it a new breath of life, which actually this prop is from the 1800s. It was developed by this German guy, and it was originally called the dancing cane, and you see a lot of magicians doing it. Okay, so now that we have explained to our family members what Leviwand is, now for the next question. What should I look for in getting my first Leviwand? And I'm gonna tell you right now, it is above all else, durability. Whether it's a LED wand or a day wand, you need something that can take a lot of impact, because when you first get a prop, you know, you're throwing it in the back of your car, you're leaving it on the ground, maybe it gets kicked around, maybe you take it to your first festival. Like, whew, you do not want to take a fragile wand out into the wild if you are not fully prepared to like baby that sucker. Because there are wands that I have that have like special padded cases for, you know, things that I'm not gonna take out and just like go ham on. They're like, you know, performance only. So when you're looking for a Leviwand, you wanna look for carbon fiber or acrylic. So acrylic is also extremely durable, but carbon fiber, that is going to be your sweet thing. You're more likely going to snap it in half before you ever bend it. And if you snap it in half, I'm gonna be really impressed. I've only ever snapped one carbon fiber wand, and that was because the hole wasn't drilled correctly. So that's saying something, because I have broken my fair share of wands. Oh, little wand graveyard. Oh my God, I should make a wand graveyard. Sorry, my brain is just like, woohoo! Like little headstones with, you know, little wand, and it's like, here lies, you know, this wand. That would be adorable. So I'm gonna start with the cheapest wand and go to the more expensive wand, but all these wands that I'm gonna mention are extremely durable. And no, none of these companies are paying me to say this. Just so you know, I just, you know, find that their wands can really hold up to a lot of abuse. Okay, so the cheapest wand that you can get that is really durable is the Mood Hoops glitch wand. So it's like 58 bucks. It's made out of polycarbonate tubing. Their customer service is phenomenal. So if you do mess it up, you can message them and they should be able to help you out. But the wand itself can take a lot of beating, a lot of abuse. And it's a good little wand. It doesn't really have like a million modes. I think it has just the one standard mode on it. But it's a great way to start. So their wands range from $58 and the price range goes up. So depending on like what your budget is, maybe get one of those if that is a wand that interests you. All right, so the next one I would suggest is a Derp Gear wand. Their wands are made out of carbon fiber. They're a day wand. They don't light up, but they will take a beating. Holy moly. They are a great wand. They look amazing. The only issue with ordering wands from them is you have to order them when they're available. So a lot of times they'll just like drop some wands in the wand group and then they're gone like that. So you have to be like really on top of it to get a wand from her, but it is worth it if you can snag one. And Derp Gear's wands start at $80 and they go up. Depending on if you get customized, you know, special stickers or, you know, whatever add-ons that you want to add on. So the next one I would suggest is the What the Huck wand. So those wands are really great, also extremely durable, made out of carbon fiber. They look amazing. Those ones are easier to order. You don't have to like wait for a drop. They're usually there. So those are really, really good. Great to like just, you know, they are not going to break. I have not done any damage to mine and it still looks amazing as the day I got it, which was like 4 years ago or something. A beautiful wand. And the What the Huck wand also costs $80 and it also increases in price depending on like what you're adding to it. And a great thing that What the Huck has is actually a wand vertible. So what that is a Leviwand that can go from long string to short string. And that one is super popular and it is also very durable. So if you're someone that doesn't know if they want to do long string or if they want to do short string, but kind of want an option so that way you're not constantly cutting string and resizing it and going through a bunch of string, that is a really amazing option. I love that they invented that. That's so cool. And another Leviwand I would suggest is the Flow on Fire contact wand. It also has the Flow Toys LED light capsules in it. This one has been one of my favorites as of lately, and it starts at $90 and depending on what you're adding to it, of course, goes up in price, but that wand is extremely durable as well. Highly suggest it. Okay, so the last one I would suggest getting is the Flow Toys composite wand. So it's an LED wand. It is a bit more expensive. It starts at $180, but that sucker, I have put that sucker through so much abuse. I absolutely love that wand. It is one of my favorite LED wands to get. All right, those are the wands I would suggest for a new person. All right, let's move on. Okay, so the next question is, what do you do if you're too shy to like spin in front of people? All right, so I would suggest spinning in front of your friends first. You know, have your friends go out for a picnic or like go to the park or something, you know, bring the Leviwand with you and just kind of do your thing and kind of get used to like people kind of looking and, you know, maybe your friends are asking you questions and kind of get that feel for that because it is going to be a lot of that once you start going into the public. So the next thing I would do is move from spinning in front of friends to spinning at like, you know, a place where there's a lot of people, but you don't really know them, like maybe a show or like out in a public space. And just keep in mind, always keep this in mind. Leviwand is probably the coolest thing that they've seen and they just don't understand it, you know? And that is why they're staring at you, because they're like enamored with, what is this? Because most people don't understand what Leviwand is or how it works. So that's probably gonna be the first question that people are gonna come up and ask you. So from there, either you can like, you know, dive into it, you know, get comfortable with talking about Leviwand, be like, yeah, it's this awesome, cool thing. Or just be like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm just practicing right now. It's a Leviwand, you can search it on YouTube and I'm just gonna go back to practicing. You can totally set a boundary with people. Some people are kind of weird about it, but you know, for the most part, people aren't gonna think that it's like a bad thing, like Leviwand's bad. If anything, they're just gonna be like, what is that? I do not understand. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Leviwand, probably the coolest thing they've seen all day. All right, let's move on to the next question. And the next question is, how do you feel not intimidated when you're spinning in front of like expert Leviwanders? I understand this wholeheartedly. It's not just like expert Leviwanders, it's by expert like any flow artist. You know, I get a little sweaty, you know, and I'm just like, oh God, like don't look at me. But honestly, if you're spinning in front of expert Leviwanders, more than likely, they're going to be hella stoked that there's another Leviwander there. We're not like poi or hula hoop, there's not like a whole lot of us out there, but there's enough, you know, anytime I see another Leviwander, I'm like, ooh, wonder. Let's be friends. Or perhaps that expert Leviwander is kind of like doing their own thing. They're kind of probably not even paying attention to you. So just like do your thing, have fun, express yourself. Don't worry about what that expert is doing. If anything, you probably like walk up to them and ask them, you know, some questions about Leviwand. Leviwanders are usually pretty nice. And if you come across a mean Leviwander, well, they suck. I'm sorry. Don't be mean. The most important thing to keep in mind is to do Leviwand for yourself. Do it because it makes you feel good. Not worrying about, you know, Joe Schmo expert wander doing their thing, thinking like, oh, look at this new person. It's like, yeah, they're new. We're all new. I was new. You're new. The expert Leviwander can get over it. All right, let's go ahead. I'll move on to the next question. And that is, what string to get? And I know I have mentioned this 50 billion times on my channel, but you know what? We're gonna mention it again because, you know, some people are still asking this question, obviously. And it is Technora. Technora is a phenomenal string. The reason why you want this string is not only for fire wands or your LED wands or your day wands, it has an extremely high abrasion resistance. This string, like, you're not gonna break it. You just gotta make sure that the string flows through the loop in the finger loop or ball handle or whatever you got going on, and you're not tying the string to the swivel. I'll go ahead and show pictures here. So this is what you want, this is what you don't want. Okay, and the great thing about Technora is that you can put it on your fire wands because it is fire resistant. Haha, amazing. So you can also use black nylon ice fishing line. So this is a little bit thinner. You can't use it for fire. So the ice fishing line does have high abrasion resistance, not as good as the Technora, but of course, both of these strings, I'm gonna leave a link in the description down below. Get yourself a spool and you'll be set for a while. Throw it in your wand bag. Oh, well I think that just segued into the next question. Where do I get a wand bag? So there are a couple of companies that do make Leviwand specific bags, but if you don't want to go through them and you need something in a pinch, you can use yoga mat bags. So those can be bought at like Target or Walmart or, you know, at your local yogi place. Those will fit Leviwands quite perfectly. You can also use baton twirling bags. Yeah, my friends, I have found some pretty sweet bags from baton twirlers. There's one that I'm eyeballing right now that's like really glittery and I kind of need it in my life. Though I don't know how many wands it could hold, so we're still debating that one. Another thing that I like to do is instead of like putting them in a quiver or a bag, I have a camelback that I use for festivals that have like the hiking pole things. So on the side of my bag, it has like a little drawstring. I'm able to put the Leviwand in, secure it to the bag, and I don't even need a quiver. So you can definitely think of different things that you can attach the Leviwand to, so that way you don't even need a bag. All right, let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the next question is kind of a twofer. How do I not tangle my string, and how do I not get tangled in my clothes? All right, I got you. So first off, the way I never tangle my strings is I always store my Leviwand like this. So I'll take the string, and this works for long string or short string. So I'll wrap it around the Leviwand. I hold the top of it. I take a hair tie. I have a whole mess of hair ties in my wand bag. And then I'll put it over just like as if I had like a ponytail or something. Shabam, boom. String, not tangled, bam. And I'm able to like shove a bunch of wands in a bag and not worry at all. So like I said before, I keep like an entire little Ziploc bag like full of hair ties. And this was a game changer. I use hair ties for everything. You know, I'm a Leviwand MacGyver. Okay, so the other part of that question was, how do I not get tangled in my clothes? And I will tell you right now, I don't wear clothes that are flowy. No dresses, no skirts, no bell sleeves, no nothing. I am leggings, put me in a sexy tank top, you know, skin tight clothing. Nothing for the string to get caught on. I'll even have issues with like having like pins and things on my clothes and the string will catch on it and rip it off. Even with long dangly earrings, these would never ever Leviwand in these earrings. I've ripped out so many piercings, so if you're really like diving deep and hard into it, I would suggest wearing clothes that are not flowy at all. Though there are some people out there that really just go for the super flowy clothes. But yeah, if you're looking to like not get tangled up and stuff, don't wear the stuff that's gonna get tangled. That is my advice. All right, so the next question is, how do you not break things when you Leviwand? And I'm here to tell you, I have broken so many things. Light bulbs, beer bottles, glasses, all kinds of stuff. My Leviwand has gone all over the place and broken so many things. So the thing I would suggest to you is when you're Leviwanding, check your hardware. Make sure your string is not frayed and doesn't look like it's breaking apart. Make sure that you're not spinning somewhere that has a lot of breakable things. I would highly suggest going outside to spin, or you know, in a area that is wide open so you don't have those issues. But you know, if you are someone like me who has a tiny apartment and you want to spin, just be aware that it could happen, and just to be very spatially aware. And that is something that'll come with time. You'll be more spatially aware of things. Like I've definitely hit people a lot of times, especially at shows. So there are certain tricks that I just won't do at a show. Like if there's anything going behind my head or going behind my back or anything like that, those tricks are nixed. If I'm in a tight space. Or I do it and I'm constantly checking over my shoulder and be like, okay, I got space. Boom, here's a toss. All right, I got space. Ooh, going around my head. You know, I'll be super spatially aware, always looking kind of behind me to see like who's back there. Cause again, I have hit a lot of people and I feel really bad. I'm like, oh goodness. Usually they're pretty okay with it, but you know, there are a few that have been not happy. So yeah, just make sure you're checking using your peripherals, making sure you're not, you know, running into anything or breaking anything. And if there is valuable stuff that you're spinning near, just, you know, move the thing if you can move the thing. Or like with a TV, I've also put like a big blanket over the TV. If I'm like trying to drill something and I need to be in a room where there's a TV. So that's also a handy trick. So the next question is long string being kind of a confusing concept. All right, let me help you out. So I think that a lot of people, when they get into Leviwand, that they think that they have to absolutely start with short string and that long string is the thing that you're like getting to, which I'm here to tell you that is not the case. For the most part, beyond just like the basic tricks, like basic movements, long string and short string are pretty much different props. There's different frameworks, different ways that you move with long string versus short string. And you don't have to like just start off with short string to get to long string. You could just, if you want to do long string, just start with long string. Don't feel too intimidated by long string. What you can do is like kind of lengthen your string a little bit and lengthen it a little bit more and like kind of like gauge up to like a super long string. Because long string lengths kind of like average all over the place. The string length really has to do with what your preference is. Like if you like it really long or you like it a little bit shorter, you know, it just really depends on what you want to do. There is no right or wrong answer, only answers and string. And the long string aspect is a little weird. It is a lot to get used to. I myself do not do the long string, but if I hit $300 a month on my Patreon, I'm going to be forced to learn how to do it. So if you want to see that and you want to help support this channel, go to my Patreon and I will learn how to do the long string. And I will tell you all the things about the long string that you would want to know. All right, so the very last question, I loved this question, so I wanted to save it for last, is how do you deal with flow face? All right, so let me just like explain to you what flow face is. And flow face is kind of like that weird face that you make when you're concentrating really hard on what you're doing, like while you're spinning, and kind of sometimes it's like, you know, it's just not usually the most attractive face. So what I've done to kind of combat that is just keep smiling. You know, if I'm smiling and doing the thing and enjoying the thing, like that kind of removes the flow face. Especially if people are watching. Like if people aren't watching, fuck it, do your flow face. It doesn't matter, you're spinning for you. But if people are watching you and you don't want to make a silly face, just keep smiling the whole time. If you look at like well-seasoned circus performers, that's usually what they're doing. Big smile. And flow face can be something that's kind of difficult to like get away from because you kind of really have to think about it. Because when you're like in the flow state, you're really not thinking about what's going on with your face. Just keep smiling because you are enjoying it, right? You're enjoying spinning, so you smile. I smile and I spin things. All right, friends, well that is 10 questions that new Leviwanders have about Leviwand. And if you want to go ahead and check out this link right here, I have a whole list of videos that are Leviwand hacks. So how to restring your wand, how to grip tape your wand, all the things that you need to know as a beginner. If you're new or lurking, welcome to the wand life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions at all, always leave me a comment down below and I will help you out. Just keep smiling and just spinning. Keep smiling, spinning. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. See you all on the wand side.